So we are back on the Mana Symbol channel with this challenge-winning list from yesterday. This is Bullwinkle's Red Sagavan. He didn't call it that, but this package right here, for Urza's Saga, Ragavan, Dragon's Rage Channeler, Unholy Heats, and in this case only 2 Lightning Bolts and Mishra's Bauble. This is the Sagavan core, which is, mono red, and you can mix it with any number of things. I've seen lots of people trying different color combinations with it. Green is obviously a great add because Wrenn and Six plus Urza Saga is super powerful. And then a lot of people playing Tarmogoyf. This card ended up being really unimpressive in the last league we played, although it was obviously good in a couple matchups, bad in the ones we got 2-0'd anyway. It is a pretty impressive clock sometimes. Honestly, sometimes 2 mana threats just feel like such garbage right now, though. At least Wrenn and Six is resisted to more removal than Goyf, but both of these are kind of lackluster against Prismatic Ending a lot of the time. But at least they're spending 2 mana on that one. Then a little bit lackluster against Unholy Heat. And then the biggest difference between the Jigglyos red-green Delirium deck that we just played and this one is there's a few more lands, which I think is important when you're playing Urza Saga. And then we're splashing into black for Inquisition of Kozilek and Thoughtseize, and everything is under 2 CMC, so we can play Lurrus out of the sideboard. Obviously, adding the companion to this deck is like a distinct advantage. The Jeskai Sagavan deck that I originally saw Connor Man 11 playing with was playing Expressive Iteration as a way to grind white cards that were like Esper Sentinel and a few sideboard cards, and then he was taking advantage of Lurrus. And it looks like this deck is very similar with using Inquisition and Thoughtseize to break up some of the decks that the red-green deck we just played against would probably have big problems with. This one will have, in theory, less. So let's see what it looks like. It's definitely a different sideboard here, but without a tutor package of Traverse the Ulvenwald, then we get a lot of the same cards. Run Afoul is very popular right now for dealing with Murktide Regent, and Ancient Grudge and Alpine Moon is a good split against Hammer Time. We've got a Terminate, another thing that you can use against Murktide, but also against Hammer Time. Chalice, these are here for Cascade decks. Engineer Explosives also good against opposing sagas and things that are going to flood you with 1 mana things. Obviously, you are going for mutually assured destruction since you also have saga tokens. Torpor Orb, very important against elementals and anything similar to that. And Nihil Spellbomb, little graveyard hate that we can fetch out with our saga. There's already one in the main deck, so I guess we just wanted more. There's also a map in this main deck, which is kind of interesting, but it makes sense. So when the die roll... Oh, Bench Summer. I think they were just in here, right? I mean, this hand is really slow for our deck. It's on the play. These Goyfs are going to be super small. I think we can do better than that. Come on, we're a freaking modern deck. This is much better. So on turn 1... So they don't have a companion. I don't know if I need this Bolt on one, but on turn 1 we get to play Bauble ourselves and see if we want to draw it. So we're going to keep this bottom Overgrown Tomb. If they have like a Thoughtseize or something like that to remove my Wrenn and Six, I'm probably okay with that. And this way that if... I'm probably willing to shock myself in most matchups to have this Bolt up on turn 1 if that's Blackcleave Cliffs. Blackcleave Cliffs is probably okay. I don't really feel... Well, I said I was going to be okay with fetch shocking, but then I realized I have to shock again next turn. Okay, we're going to to try being conservative. We have Bolt and Unholy Heat, so if we did run into someone who's playing something very aggressive, then we at least have ways to clear out their early creatures. Wrenn and Six on 2 can also just ping down something, in theory. Okay. No idea what that means, but it means we're setting up Wrenn and Six on 2 and hoping it doesn't get prismatic endinged. I have more than enough black mana here, so... Yep. And I'm assuming I don't need to play around... prismatic ending? Not prismatic ending. I don't know what I wanted to say there anyway. Because I had my land drop already, we'll just play the Tarmogoyf. Wrenn and Six basically has haste. It starts doing stuff the turn it comes down. Tarmogoyf does not. I'm guessing they're playing something that's like KO Diamonds, Abzan, Stoneforge with Lurrus in the main deck. Nope. Naya something. But without Lurrus. Interesting. So if I discard them first, it's more likely they can flip the Channeler, but what we can do is go Wrenn and Six, ping, and then Inquisition. And then try to get the permanent type count high as possible. Brutalize them. Renegade Rallier. That's what we're taking here right now. Naya Traverse. Oh, that's hot. That's really, really good. We're on 3 card types, which means we can't kill their Wrenn and Six with Unholy Heat, but we do have our own Wrenn and Six plus a 4/5 Goyf. So we're definitely in good shape here. So they're playing something very similar to what we are. It's just in Naya colors and not playing Lurrus. Should not forget my companion, by the way. Meow. Everyone's playing a variant of this list. It's awesome. Like I've liked these for a long time. Like ever since I saw any kind of fair Urza Saga lists, I'm happy. The Renegade Rallier is a super hot card for this deck list. That's crazy good. Buying back Wrenn and Six. Any of the threats. Tarmogoyf probably. So there's the Heath. Playing the Wrenn and Six, yeah, that makes sense. Picks up the Heath. Sick draw. I reduced the size of my Goyf by picking up my land. That's fine, we'll just fetch Shock now and get the green source. Just in case. I don't love this. Like, obviously I'm taking damage, but I feel really ahead, so I think it's okay. There's a lot of stuff we could grab off their deck, I'm sure. Ragavan. Do I want to suicide my Ragavan for this Ragavan? Probably not. I think picking up my Lurrus is probably better. These are the 3 cards in their hand. They probably... Oh, they're definitely able to traverse next turn, but that means they need to play one of the instants first. Plus, we know they have the Tarfire already, so there's no point in playing Ragavan there. Let's grab the Lurrus. Just be mana efficient with that. All right. Jund list with Lurrus inside the 60s. Oh, that's clever, Canada man. Did you link it? I know you mentioned it, and then I mentioned that we were playing something similar to that, but this is obviously not that similar to that. Yeah, hit us with the list. Like, Plague Engineer sounds like it'd be fun in the 75 there. Obviously, there's a bunch of stuff you could play. You haven't tried it yet. Well, it'd be fun to look at. Bone Shredder! Oh my god, I love it. I feel like you're playing way too many tutor targets. And I'm assuming you're not playing Ragavan for budgetary reasons. Yeah, you're playing way too many tutor targets in both package. Trying to fit in 2 Witherbloom command. Where's Freak You Nasty? He'd be so happy. Other people are playing Witherbloom command. We will make it great. They're passing. Because we know they have the Tarfire and the Traverse and the Heat. Plus 2 unknowns. They have the Stirring Wildwoods in theory to block with. Although... not really in any significant way. So we just go Dash Ragavan here, and then we'll have access to Lurrus Bauble. So they need to start removing everything. It's like, I kind of don't care what happens to most of my creatures here. Let's go red, black. Yeah, that way. Good. If they try to Wildwoods my Ragavan, I would just let it happen and play the Lurrus anyway. Just a Heat? Sure. 6/7 Goyf. Deal. I'm pretty sure I'm supposed to just suicide the Lurrus and pick up the Mishra's Bauble. But I could kind of just keep porting them. So I have 4 card types, so like most things they could play here, I could just melt them. There's a deadly Tarmogoyf on board. And, yeah, they're not in a good spot. Like most things they can play here, I can just clear both their blockers and kill them. We can also go end step Lightning Bolt, pass the turnover, ping them, Lurrus, dash Ragavan, and that's also lethal. I promise, chat, I'm not good at finding kill them lines. This is a fluke. This card is really, really stupid. Fun, but stupid. Saga. Little late. Little tardy to the party, friend. Alright. You can get any creature they want. Spiromancer. That's a lot of blockers. Not enough, but it's a lot. It's a good attempt. So they're discarding. So they cast that. They're discarding Tarfire and Snow-Covered Mountain. So now I don't know any of the cards in their hand. So we just heat that, untap, ping. Yeah, easy peasy. Okay. Sue. Alpine Moon for show. You do not want to play Chalice on 1. Spellbomb seems good. I don't think I need Torpor Orb. I don't think I need EE. Terminate's probably okay. But I don't know if it's necessary. EE's probably okay if we get behind on the Construct fight. Then I think I don't want Thoughtseize here. It's just... It's going to be a bad top deck when the game gets grindy. All of our artifact packages are great. Map, Spellbomb, Needle, Pyrite. Yes. I'm wondering if I'm supposed to shave some Ragavans on the draw. We are looking to find early removal, but by early removal, I really mean turn 1. Why is there 24 lands? Because 4 of them are Urza's Saga Skirmit. And Urza's Saga is... It's worth about a half a land. You can look back in the Zoomer Jund era, like when people were playing like Lurrus Jund, when Lurrus was like pretty new, and it was usually like 3 to 4 Wrenn and 6s and 21, 22 lands. And the nice thing about these decks is you have stuff to do with your mana, even when you get like 6, 7, 8 land drops. Like a lot of the time you'll be able to use it because like you can get to a point where you that's probably correct, Canada Man. Also the Sagas are colorless. Oh, we don't need Ghost Quarter here, right? Oh, well, maybe we do though, because they're playing Sagas. Do I need that? Yeah, one of them is also a Ghost Quarter, right? Which is like not a great land. I think we maybe don't need the second Nihil Spellbomb, but I could get bit by that. But like Goyfs are symmetrical, but they are on. No, we want the second Spellbomb. Second Spellbomb is really good. Let me just go down another Inquisition. I think this is fine. Yeah. They're on. Well, yeah, exactly. They're on like the full Delirium package, so like it's probably important to have the Spellbombs. All right. We at least have a DRC to try to block a Ragavan. Probably won't work, but we can try. But I can't play Dragon's Rage Channeler on 1 into Tarmogoyf on 2. But we can play Dragon's Rage Channeler on 1 into Pyrite Spellbomb, Crack Pyrite Spellbomb on 2. So that's going to have to be good enough. And they're not guaranteed to have Ragavan on the play. Wow. ¿Qué es esto? Jeez. Sick top deck. Was ist Loan? Ah! I think I'm pretty sure I'm supposed to bin this to try to flip my... But we're on the draw. Let's just keep it on top. I'm assuming I'm going to lose my Channeler. And I'll be happy I kept the Terminate. The downside is like we've seen some of their deck and they're playing a bunch of creatures that are 2-for-1, so like 1-for-1 removal may not be the right place to be. They are also playing Wrenn and Six, so they could Wrenn and Six the Chandler here, but that's probably okay. Nope. Oh, sure. Okay, so they're just slow going. Happy to see Prismatic Ending on the DRC with the Tarmogoyf in my hand. Is there an argument for going Urza, Saga, Spellbomb, Spellbomb? Maybe. But I think Goyf is probably the best. If there is a bolt, the Goyf is unboltable. Well, that makes it a little bit easier, I guess. DRC plus Pyrite. Yeah. Oh, right. Because they have Path, let's definitely not play the Goyf here. And since Spellbomb is free to sacrifice, I'd rather play it out now. Yeah. Let's spin that. I don't think another Dragon's Rage Chandler is going to be that helpful right now. Also, this one might get pathed, and so that's adding to my Tarmogoyf count. Although if they want to path on this cycle, they're probably missing a... That's fine. So they're just conceding that they're missing the Saga trigger this turn cycle. I think they're mana starved. Or they have... Oh, no. Okay. Alright. These are all fine. Man, they're playing so much removal in this game. The best part about Saga. I do love me some Saga. But I think this is also a good demonstration of why you want to play 24 lands. Okay, we're going to go ahead and respond once they create the construct. Or once they flip the mana. Sitting back and adding pressure without playing spells. I agree. But then I'm also not playing the spells. Like, it's a double-edged sword in certain situations because it's like Tarmogoyf might be better than the constructs because the constructs are vulnerable to certain types of removal. Like if you sit back and create that pressure and then your opponent goes dress down and kills all your constructs with a cantrip, it's like that's brutal, right? Or like crime punishment. So there's definitely vulnerability to Saga. That's all I'm saying. Like, I love Urza Saga, and I love that it lets you do this, but it is a trade-off in a lot of places where, token threats are sometimes vulnerable. Yeah, I think I was supposed to board in the Ancient Grudge. But these are awesome games to play. Like, these are really crunchy, and, like, you can really get a lot of points out of being good at it. You wish it sat on the shelf untouched longer. Yeah. It's like Alpine Moon. Like, people didn't realize how important that was as a way to hose. So do I needle their map? I have a map in my deck, too. Alright, well, we get an untapped land, which means I can bolt their construct. I mean, I'm definitely making the construct. And they're... yeah, they don't want to get their Mesa needled. That's fair. They still have the path. So I think we're going to go to... Especially if they bring in untapped white here, because we know they have the path in their hand. So if they bring in untapped white here, I'm definitely going to go to combat and attack with the lightning bolt up. Feels like Needle and Asmo Mirror. Yeah, exactly. That's exactly what... Could name Soul Guide Lantern? Do I want to do that, though? Like, is that a big deal if I get Soul Guided right now? It's kind of not. Like, their graveyard covers for my Tarmogoyf. I don't think I want to get map right now because they're playing prismatic endings and stuff. Yeah, I just don't want them to get their map off and then eat my map immediately. Whereas, like, if I needle their map, then maybe they unlock my map later. Because I feel like I'm advantaged right now, and trying to get a map off is more disruptible. Whereas, like, if I put Pithing Needle in, they have to spend resources they could spend to fight my other cards on the Needle. So I think I'm going to do that. And then we're playing Blackcleave, and I'm going to go to combat. I'm going to attack with my 4/4, and then I know they have Path, so what I'm assuming may happen here, if they feel that this is the right way for it to go, is they're going to block and then Path this construct, and we're going to bolt their construct. Although, if they're clever... Yeah, they got me good. All right. Yeah, I'm bad. I forgot that that was a line they could take, and then I get got either way. I still feel okay about it, but that was definitely a mistake. Don't play like me. But we still have Lurrus, and they don't. So I don't feel too badly about it. We don't have double anything except for black, so let's just get more black. Yeah, that's on me. I should have seen that coming. Do I need bolt this turn? Yeah, cool points go to the OP. I mean, we still got a land out of it. So, you know. 6 of one, half a dozen of the other. But that was my mistake. There's no point in doing what I did the way I did it. I am not experienced with combat math. I don't play enough decks that usually involve it too much. Oh, I should have gotten green. I can't double Goyf. See? I'm garbage. Just bad at everything. That's okay. Let's play one Tarmogoyf, hold up, Terminate. This is fine. It's a 6/7. They probably don't have an instant speed way to solve it. Thing's a brick house. Combat math. Nobody knew it could be so complicated. I had a plan. It was the best plan. It wasn't my fault that it went badly. Nobody knew healthcare management could be so complicated. That's just one of my favorite just ludicrous statements. Who knew that trying to overhaul something massive and worth trillions of dollars, affecting the life and well-being of millions, like hundreds of millions of people, would be complicated? No, it'll be so easy. I do remember that this card was $80. So I own one German and one English version of Future Sight Goyf, and I am just very happy about that. And someday I will get 2 more, but it was a good deal when I got them. Goyf is one of those cards, though. It's like every time you think it's gone forever, it never is. Because just like a big dumb beater for 2 mana, it's just too good. Like it just will be relevant. And like when you disrespect the Goyf, sometimes you die. Like, sometimes there's Goyfs backed up with Stubborn Denials and you just die. That's a grotesquely good draw. Yeah, sometimes zoo decks are just good, right? Sometimes being aggressive. And the thing about Goyf, though, is, like, if nobody's playing Fatal Push, which they're not, and everyone's filling the graveyard so aggressively, which is what people are... This thing gets huge. Like, against the food decks, it's like a 5/6 on turn 2 regularly. I think I'm grabbing Lurrus instead of playing Goyf. I don't really want to tap off everything. And then if I'm grabbing Lurrus next turn, it means I can't... I can't also activate Saga, which means I'm probably not playing Lurrus next turn. Am I worried about them board wiping or anything ever? Probably not. What am I playing around? Let's just play the Goyf, and I want to see what I want to. I want to see what I'm going to lose to by playing this Goyf out. I don't know what I'm playing around. I was playing around something, and if you don't know what you're playing around, like, just stop. Just stop, Zach. Just play the threat. Stop being cute and just kill them. Of course. It's fine. They would have done that anyway. Jeez. Yeah. We just cast Lurrus into Goyf, right? So it's not even... This is a learning stream. Yeah. I think I'd rather cast Goyf into Activate Saga, to be perfectly honest. I think that's just better. Yeah, it turns out I was playing around E. The best part is, like, I know I'm playing around something, but I don't know what it is, and I can't... You know what? It's probably just being an idiot. And, like, the best part about that, it was getting the immediate lesson of, oh, yeah, we were playing around that. It's like, were we? Well... Oh... I am learning. They're traversing. They have their card types. I can't deny it. Okay. Well, it's funny, Jiggy, because this takes me back to when I had my first run in a top 8 playing Iceberg Control, and the loss that knocked me out of contention was against Naya Stoneforge. And but this is great because it's Naya Saga versus Lurrus Saga. Kind of love it. I wonder if you can build Naya Delirium Sagavan with Traverse, but with everything costing 2 or less. I bet you can. I bet there are some good cards to play. Although it's probably better to just play a Lurrus in the main deck. That's fine, Badagaboosh, because I switched it over to the iTunes for now, and we'll get back to it. Because the queue ran out. Yeah, Renegade Rallier No. Renegade Rallier back your Wrenn and Six to pick up the Saga. Then play the Saga. Now you're cooking with propane. Discards Bolt and Tarmogoyf. Deal. Plays Stirring Wildwoods, sure. So we get Shadow Spear here, and with Bolt should be over. And Terminate. I just float here. Oh, I don't have the Shadow Spear. Well, boy, am I a moron. Well, this deck just isn't playing one. Wild. Yeah, we don't. It's probably smart for some reason that I don't know. But I do have Bolt, Terminate, Pyrite Spellbomb. And that's lethal, I think. I'm like 99% sure. And I have triple red. How do we beat Bogles? Goodbye, little friend. Chi-chi. Opponent says so many removal. So little time. Here's where they get me with the Force of Vigor. We wouldn't lose, but we wouldn't win that turn. How do we beat Bogles? We just turn one, Inquisition them on their mulligan. Take the Bogle and they lose. Just take the Bogle. It's easy. I really like Wrenn and Six decks with Lurrus. I really like Wrenn and Six decks with Lurrus. They're so good at leveraging their mana. And, like, you couldn't do it when you were playing, like, a Spike Lurrus control deck, but Ragavan plus Lurrus plus Saga plus Wrenn and Six, like, that's... Now you're cooking with propane. So this deck could be Naya instead of Jund, and it would be really, really reasonable. You get to play Prismatic Ending instead of discard, which sometimes is better. Although I do appreciate this deck having a better matchup against like combo and just unfair stuff in general. Okay, we're on the draw, but we have 24 lands. So just for my own edification, but also for those who always look at these situations, are we okay with drawing any land on 2? Saga or Ghost Quarter are generally not going to be good hits on 2. But let's just say, like, what are our odds of actually drawing a land? 2, 1. 68%, which means we're 32% not to hit the second land. So this is almost definitely supposed to be mulligan. The only thing that's making me consider is, like, we have a lot of ways to buy time. I am going to keep this, but I'm fairly certain I'm not supposed to. And then we either go green-black or red-black on 1. Oh, well. Odds reduce if you fetch on 1. True. Not by much, but a little. They're going to probably help us out here by narrowing my... Well, no, they're going to take one of the Inquisitions. Probably. Yeah, it looks like Living End. They're down a Street Wraith, not a Living End. Yeah, they take an Inquisition, so that didn't help me. So... I think we go green-black here, because the best path to victory this game now is having the Goyf on 2, and if we hit their Cascade spell here... Yeah. Almost blank, unfortunately. They have a lot of hands where that happens, too. So, as I said, I don't think this was a good keep. So many removal... I know. That's what we boarded into, Bench Summer. Like, we just boarded into oops, all removal. Yeah, they've got all the cyclers they need. I don't need this information. Neither of those cards are relevant. Damn, punished. Yeah, I should have thought of Ragavan and DRC. You did have Giant Killer. Yeah. That may have been better. I don't know. It's tough to say. Turns out that my deck didn't have Shadow Spear, which I was looking for on that last turn. Which would have made you really, 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 really dead. I didn't need it, but it would have been nice. Okay, looks like they missed the Cascade. Okay. I have no idea how I'm supposed to be able to win this game. Pretty sure I dash Ragavan this turn. Because maybe we can hit a Living End or a Cascader off their deck. Make the chance of them having it lower. Although they could just have a Violent Outburst this turn. And if they do, then we're done. Like, there's just no out. Yeah. That's all right, we hit one of their Cascaders. That's a quality hit. Yikes. So many cycles. Yeah, maybe we get away with this. So I can go Wrenn and Six into Dash Ragavan is more efficient. Although, just play Goyf plus Ragavan or Goyf plus Channeler. And then there's a really reasonable shot we just flip the Channeler next turn. That's way better. If yeah, I think Goyf Channeler and then hope that we connect. Like, we just have to fade one more turn, and if we do, we probably win, and if we don't, we're probably dead. Yeah. All right. Oh, I can definitely flip this because I have the Pyrite Spellbomb. Pyrite Spellbomb plus Bolt means this is lethal. Maybe I was just supposed to jam the Goyf last turn. Probably. Would have been more damage over the turns. Did I have it? I think I did. All right. I need to start thinking more turns ahead with this. I guess they could have Brazen Borrower. Ah, they lost connection. I was wondering. So are the challenge results out yet? I've been writing about the prelims over the week, and then nope, not yet. Expand all the decks. Ooh, Zoomerjund. Oh, this is a Wrenn and Six, yeah. Or sorry, Croxa. Yeah, this is like Jund Lurrus. I guess you just call it Jund Lurrus. Some people call it like Monkey when it's like a Lurrus Monkey deck, but I think the Lurrus is should be the headliner. Because like Boomer Jund can play Monkey and probably should. Nice budget blue-red prowess. It's actually incredibly cheap on Moto. Probably has a reasonable win rate right now. Although Storming Entity is obviously going to get splash damage from all the Murktide hate. Oh, Reanimator. This is Spike's 5-0 with Reanimator. I should check this one out. It's like Reanimator Pox. I like the idea of this, actually. Play Smallpox on 2, discard one of your Archons, and then just persist it. Like, that's really mean on the play. Super clean construction, too. Oh, Bench Summer. There you go. Was this what I just played against? This was what I just played against, I think. Nice. Yeah, so Naya Traverse. Love it. Although I really like the Tireless Tracker idea. I don't know why everyone's so high on the endurance in the main deck, but I guess it's just to insulate against Living End and things like that. I don't know if that's like what beats Living End in game ones a lot of the time. Like if they have what they need, you're just gonna die. And I don't think that getting an endurance into your hand on turn 3-4 is really gonna do it. Living End is still gonna wipe your board. Alright. Do they have it? They might have one cycle. Yeah, one cycle. Alright, they gotta have the Cascader right now. If they have it, we're dead. If they don't have it. Damn it. Yeah, we're just dead. Their board is grotesque and they have a grief, so I don't even get to keep the bolt. I think I screwed up with the Goyf on a previous turn, but it doesn't matter. I mean, I don't think it ended up mattering. Although maybe it would have. I don't know. Anyway, Chalice, Void Mirror, Spellbomb. So we actually have some good hate here. Probably cut a Wrenn and Six or 2. Although heats are pretty bad, right? It's like not like if they're getting creatures into play, it's probably Pithing Needle is pretty awful. Map is probably unnecessary, so maybe we just go like that. Like heat's not great, but sometimes they can hard cast a Curator and you can just knock them out. Almost feels like 4x main deck Remand is not good enough. Well, Remand is not good against the DRC Ragavan decks, though. As a general card. You might want to try what Mishra was doing, where he's playing like a Miser's Spell Pierce. Or you could even play like 2 or 3 Spell Pierce in the main deck, because I think he did that for Emmy Cool. The one he top forward with, he was playing 2 main deck Spell Pierce and like 1 Remand. Which seems like that would be the better place to be a lot of the time. Like, that's why Mystical Dispute, Veil of Summer, Flusterstorm out of the sideboard are all really good for those kind of decks, usually. Alright, well, we know what we're up against, so let's just go do the thing. I mean, keep 3x Breach, 4 Archon. Yeah, you could do that. So sequencing is going to matter here. It is important to unload the Chalice on one, though. Like, even though we could draw into a Bauble, just because they could grief us. Nope. I did play the Grow list. We 2-3'd with it, and it felt fine. Mojo is cool. That's fantastic. Yeah, the Grow list for me felt very reasonable. Like, it was fine. Jeez. It was fine, but it wasn't anything special. I don't know to what level Giglio was joking or whatever about his own list, because I'm not going after him about it. I just feel like it's kind of like red green mid range without the like it's a red green mid range deck, and we got beat by things that beat red green mid range, and it didn't feel like we were particularly better or worse, because like we're not playing Blood Moon, but we were playing like Pithing Needles and a better mid-range plan than that deck usually has. So we got 0-2-0-4 against BTL Shift. That deck annihilated us. And then the final round was against Tron, and we were on the draw in game 1. It seemed impossible. We won game 2, and we lost 3 to a Mull to 4. Which is like, Tron is definitely beatable. They had a slow Tron on 4 on game 3. They had Tron on 4, so in theory we could have stolen that, but our mulligans were just really bad. And then we beat Hammer Time and like another mid-range deck. Jeez. Man, this draw. So we can go shuffle, surveil, try to draw into discard. I think that's the way to do it. Or Nihil Spellbomb. Jeez. It's not what I was looking for. At least we surveilled all our baubles into the graveyard. Jeez. Yeah. I mean, I could play this to try to flip my DRC and to make the Goyf bigger. I should probably do that. So I want to hit, I don't know, a sorcery. Yeah. Unfortunate. So putting this in the graveyard doesn't give me 4 card types. And when the heat resolves, we will. So we're going to hit them pretty hard here. But... So, in theory, if they're a turn slow, we have them dead. They probably won't be. Oh, no, they definitely will be, because I still have the Chalice. Unless they have, like, Force of Vigor into Violent Outburst. Looks like we might get this one. Chalice doing work, just being a free spell. So I can't play this Unholy Heat to pump Tarmogoyf unless I'm sure I'm about to flip over like a Planeswalker, which I'm not willing to take the gamble. So I think we'll just have to put him to 1 here, pick up Lurrus, play a tap land. And then with Lurrus in hand and 5 mana, we could play Pyrite Spellbomb next turn and kill them. So even if... I think even if the worst happens, we're okay here. Oh, that's fine. That's not my favorite, but it's fine. Probably means we're okay. Just do that, and then do this. It's kind of just a little stay of execution for themselves. But it didn't really solve any of their problems. If they get to 5 mana, they could go Petty Theft plus the Cascade spell, but it's pretty unlikely. They also probably have to fetch on their next land. And or Shock. Oh, there's a Street Wraith. Show me one more Street Wraith. Come on, baby. They do play Force of Negation, so the Pyrite Spellbomb might not stick. But we might just get it here. Sure. Probably just digging for land? Yeah, okay, we got that one. Okay, now it's time for the hard game. Oh, shit. Champion player, Thunderstriker 7, popping off up in this B. Going into game 3 here against the livingest of ends on the challenge waiting list from yesterday. You were playing Pioneer today, Thunderstriker? How was that? Thanks for the follow there, Unis01. You were playing something not modern. That's all I can remember. It was Legacy. Okay. There was someone else I was expecting to be playing modern who was playing Pioneer. 4-3. Oh, it was lands. That makes sense. I love that deck. All right. So we can Ragavan or Inquisition or bolt their face, which is not anything. I think we just lead on Ragavan here. I don't realistically think there's anything on 2 that I'm going to be fussed about. The only thing that would be really bad is if they like grief me, but that does mean I get my Ragavan hit, probably. If they're just looking for like a fast cascade this game, like they're just like their hand is like cycle, cascade. That's a good spot for us at the moment because we have a couple of extra draws to try to find a Chalice, Void Mirror, or more discard spells to try to take away multiple cascade spells. Like that. Like exactly that. I want to know what you're drawing. Show me all secrets. Violent Outburst. That doesn't seem very nice. Jeez, opponent. Why you gotta be so violent? Okay, so we get to play one Inquisition and see what their hand looks like, and then we can play the second Inquisition if we have to, or we can deploy the Tarmogoyf. Let's try to get the hit in first, because none of these things require me to be in pre-combat. Okay. So you're saying we get to play Goyf and Inquisition them? Pog? I mean, they still have double cycle, but seems like the way to go. Yeah, this is definitely the way to go. The downside of this, such as it is that we're putting a Grief into the graveyard, which will come back if they hit the Cascade spell. But to be perfectly honest, if they hit the Cascade spell, we're probably screwed anyway. Like, we're on the draw. We don't have Hate for it now, and I don't have time to do anything else. So, in goes the Goyf. This is the most damage I could put out, and Godspeed, little Ragavan. If Living End takes us down here, it's like, it's to be expected. They have 4 cards, so they had 2 lands, Architects, and Street Wraith. I don't have anything left to do. They cycled Architects. They held on to the Street Wraith. Okay, so they've got 2 lands, Street Wraith down. So 2 lands, 3 unknown. It looks like they didn't hit the Cascade spell. Oh, or they did? No, they cycled quickly, and I missed the prompt. Pretty sure you're just supposed to attack here, and then let the chips fall where they may. Could be a Fire Ice, but like again, there's just nothing I can do to prevent it before combat. All right. This time I'd like to hit a Grief again, because this time I can hard cast it and not only have another beater, but it will. Can I cycle it? I know I can't. Damn. Force it bigger though. And just the one cycler. All right. Put Lurrus in my hand, I guess. Might as well. Might as well jump. Let's go ahead. Jump. No, 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 no. Fuck. God, that's so big. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, we're just dead. God damn it. Oh. I mean, they were pretty likely to hit there. They had 6 left. I was lucky to get as far as I did in that game. All right. We're done there. Decks are hard to beat unless you have the hate. This card can only get you so far. We were close. We were probably one. The next turn we were probably going to kill them. So the same as game 1, just a little bit out of. I think if I had played game 1 better, we would have won that. Although then we would have been on the draw in game 2, so it changes the whole outcome of that match. So. But well played, OP. All right, come on, Q. Come on, Moto, give me an opponent. Just looking for someone to play Magic. Just gotta play a little Magic. What the hell, Q? Come on now. Also, the 4th place, or sorry, tied for 6th? No, tied for 4th on the trophy lead right now. Cat, Andy Awkward, and MTGO Bizarre. Wild. Play faster. Thanks, Matsuval. I will do my best. I mean, this hand has a Saga, right? Against the Lurrus deck, and we got turn 1 Inquisition. That's probably fine. Our deck has a Expedition map, so... Holy yikes. I mean, I have to take the dress down, and then we heat the channeler. Although I played the wrong land, so I won't be able to do that. Man, that really is going to hurt later. Yeah, that's a big mistake. I saved one point of life by doing this way, and it means I either have to slow roll the Saga or... yeah. I think it means I'm supposed to slow roll the Saga. I think we just play Stomping Ground, Nihil Spellbomb, Unholy Heat. Oh, or that. Yeah, we just do that now. Okay. Oh, I should have played the fetch land. God, I'm just being a goofball. I was thinking of playing the fetch land and getting the basic, and I was like, wait, no. Yeah, no. I'm just punting all these early sequencings. Not familiar enough with the play patterns in this deck, and that's it's definitely getting me good here. It's not like a big deal here, but I miss picking up a fetch here. This might be insane in this matchup, though. Is it better to do this and just start harassing their mana than play the Saga? It might be. So I can't imagine they're playing a lot of basics in the Spike deck. Let's do our research. Let's do our research. Does anyone know? Wait, I had the league open, right? Yeah, I had the league open. So let's just go dress down. This is not the right one. Here we go. And their basic count is 2. And no blue. So that seems obscene. Yeah, I mean, we legacy now. Didn't float the mana. Lol. What am I more likely to want to do this turn? Probably crack Spellbomb. Also, if they go for an Unholy Heat on Wrenn and Six, we just blow it out. Although they do get to deploy Double Shadow now, which is going to be a problem. Yep. If they only play one Shadow, it ends up being way better for us. No, they didn't, of course. All right. Might get got. I could also just draw a Bolt and be in great shape, so we'll see. If they have a Bolt in their hand, however, then it goes quite badly for us. A little late on the Pithing Needle. Yeah, this did not work out. I tried. I think I'm supposed to play Saga now. But it means they get to keep their blue mana. But I can always Ghost Quarter them off the blue before I make the construct next turn. And we're just playing a Heat this turn. Yeah, this is too slow though. But I don't know. If they don't have a Bolt in their hand, this is okay. If they have the bolt, we're probably just done. Okay. Okay, we might be able to get through this. So next turn we go Ghost Quarter them off blue. We can make a chump blocker. So we're probably okay there. And then... Okay, that's fine. Naming a fetch seems fine. Yeah. Yeah, it's fine. I'm just going to ditch the needle now, though. Rather than take 3. That's what I was worried about is... sorry, I didn't mention that I was worried about Dress Down Bolt. Because that's 16 damage, and I'm at 16. So it's like a really clean kill from that for them from there. Alright, we have to ditch one of these fetches and take a bolt. Pretty bad hand, though, from their side. After my Spellbomb. But if I hadn't messed up the early sequencing, I think we could be in a much better spot, unfortunately. Jeez. I think I'd actually rather go up on mana this turn than take them off of blue. Although it means that I really get got by Drown in the Loch or Dress Down, but it means there's a potential chance we get to Lurrus plus 2-drop in the near future. Isochron Scepter counterspell when? I mean, people could do it right now. Okay, Shock the Steam Vents, 1 card in hand. I can't take this, realistically. Is Mr. Root Wall still asleep? Yeah, Wednesday night, so that, oof. That's really good. They missed picking up their Lurrus, though? That's okay. Okay. Sure, yeah, they could do that. That's 100% true, Skirmit. I missed that. I don't think there's a way out anymore. Second Shadow is just too much. Maybe there's a way to cheese this out because they missed picking up. If I draw an artifact next turn, I could take the full hit, go to 1. If the card they draw this turn just does nothing, I can take their full hit, go to 1, and then kill them on the crackback. Is that accurate? It might be. If they can grow their shadows at all, it doesn't matter. Ah, they're leaving a shadow back. That's clever. Although, it means I could just take this and start growing my army. It's not great, but something. Damn, what is this? Oh, this is them grabbing the Lurrus. Sure. Yeah. Which they should have done last turn. What? What in the hell? What just happened? Wild. Okay, but you don't... Okay. Yeah, sure. So we fetch here. We try to hit double burn spell and kill them, I guess. They have flooded so crazy. Oh, it's so close. It's so close. All right. We'll see what they do with their attack. It's definitely not worth me playing anything here. This is very, very close. I can't get 2 4/4 constructs. Oh, they're playing that from their graveyard just to hit me. I mean, that doesn't affect anything, really. I'm going to go to 3, but I'm about as dead as I was a second ago. I just need them to take 1 damage somewhere, which is still possible. Goes to combat. Damn. Not killing the Lurrus before this turn meant I took the 3 damage, but that doesn't really affect anything. So we kill the Lurrus, we block, and hope to draw a bolt. That's the whole game plan here. If they can put a card in their graveyard, they can Kroxa and probably just kill me. All right, down to the wire here. For the love of fuck. Oh, that's funny. Considering how awful that matchup is and how badly I punted the early sequencing, that was rough. I mean, they flooded pretty hard. You know, their deck's not supposed to draw anywhere near that many lands, so we were very lucky to get as close to that as we did. And considering how I messed up the early game, should have been killed way faster. All right, Terminate's good. Spellbomb good. Jeez. Really do not have much for this matchup, huh? Oh, Engineer Explosives is very good. I did too, Ho from Miskanta, but they just have a name that, like, at first it reads like a Terry MTG, but it's not. Pithing Needle's probably not good here. Although they might have Soul Guide Lantern or Nihil Spellbomb then. Or Engineer Explosives. So we keep it for that. Let's cut another Inquisition. Jeez. Yeah, no way. Yeah. Their name is Herringmating. Or Herringmating, I guess you would say. So keep this. Bottom the Saga? It's almost definitely better than the Ghost Quarter. The Ghost Quarter nonsense last game didn't work out particularly well. I think I'm going to lead on DRC. No, we lead on Ragavan. I have removal. And if the Ragavan connects on turn 2, we get to play Wrenn and Six, which is like the nuts right now, considering how mediocre our hand is. If the Ragavan dies, we're in trouble. Hopefully they just have discard. Looks like it. Could be push. Yeah, just discard. Bye, Wrenn and Six. How do you feel about Shadow Spear in this deck? Also, do you think Expedition maps have been performing for you, or has it existed more as the hypothetical Urza Saga into Urza Saga? Yeah, we haven't really mapped much, but I'm not willing to say that one or the other is better or worse. The lack of Shadow Spear in this deck says to me that the person who was playing it was very confident about their aggressive / sort of burn matchup, which is, you know, that's a totally reasonable thing to be if you're playing a deck that is as objectively powerful as this deck seems. Lack of Shadow Spear is a mistake. That's my feeling, but I can't say that definitively. And obviously Jiggy's the kind of person who tends to be more like, I know this is right. And I still tend to err on the side of like, well, I think the person who played this and built this like knows what they're doing because they won the freaking challenge with it. But then there's always like challenge winners where if you actually go and look at what they say about their results, they'll say like, oh, this card was not good today. Like all day long, this card was the worst thing in my deck. So just put the needle on the board. I don't know, Alpinko. I don't know. No, I definitely wanted trample on Tarmogoyf and or tokens like repeatedly already. So it's like, I don't get it. Yeah, map to find the GQ with Wrenn and Six does make sense. Like, there is a reason for the map beyond just the sagas. Although, obviously, the primary... Oh, that's so bad. Oh, man, is that bad. Fuck. Fetch land, please. Oh! Oh my god. Brutal. Jesus. I mean, they're down a shadow. Got him. Alright, well, we're not going to show them our shame. Of course they still have one. They couldn't not. Alright. We got 2 draws. Okay, that's something. I don't know if it's something good, but it's something. Jesus. Not... I mean, we have an Engineer Explosives, but, like, you can't expect to draw it. No, that couldn't get me a swamp because I do need double black for Lurrus still. I'm 90% sure I'm supposed to grab Lurrus right now. Although next turn I can't cast Lurrus into Ragavan or anything because we missed too many land drops, so it might just be making it vulnerable for no good reason. To discard. Yeah. The fact that I'm not doing anything this turn is really painful though. Expressing. Oh. Gosh, that's annoying. Cycle. I should have gotten red because that actually gets removal. I wasn't thinking. I was just trying to play quickly. Leaving the Wrenn and Six in play? That's kind of crazy to me, but okay. And it's not bad. Although if they have discard in hand, this is going to be really rough. Come on, show me the Inquisition or Thoughtseize. Yep. Fuck. Oh my god. Sometimes the sequences out of decks like this are just such a dream. Fuck. And we're dead on board if I fetch or shock. Alright. We just got trashed there. Jesus. just annihilated. Dress Down Shadow is quite the deck. I definitely screwed up fetching the green there, and then I compounded it by doing the main or the combat step Nihil Spellbomb or try to spike the removal like that. I think that was all a mistake. But we live and learn. We had a rough hand with the way the Saga came down. Sorry, the way the Alpine Moon came down. Well, I think we just lead on Ragavan. If Ragavan eats it to removal, we get to play DRC plus Inquisition. Yeah, that's the I'm sure the map the map for the GQ is definitely against Tron, although there are other things. Like, against Death Shadow, in theory, Wrenn and Six plus Ghost Quarter is very good. Although in practice, like, we lost the game where I tried to do it. So I don't know that means it's bad, but it might be. Hopefully this is ad nauseum, because this should be a really easy game on the play if we're connecting here. No. Damn. Well, that sucks. A little bit. Is on Belcher? Yeah, I mean, Belcher just definitely dead to that, right? So we take... Spell Queller on this one, Skyclave on the next one. I don't think it really matters what order. Sodek is making Belcher a thing again, yeah. Sodek hasn't been successful with it yet. Although if he was in the top 8, then expect this next week to include Belcher players. Nice. Oh no, opponent, I'm making a mistake. I'm attacking into your Spectral Sailor because I am a fool. I'm so greedy. They read it. Fair. So let's see if I was going to flip it. So I was going to flip it, then that was a mistake. I was gonna flip it. That said, we're gonna top that. I want another bolt against spirits. Sure. They can't cast this yet. The question is, am I worried about Rattle Chains at all? Versus them top decking the white. I don't think I'm worried about Rattle Chains right now. Yeah, he's definitely been having good runs in leagues with it. So I've seen some of the Twitter updates, the tweets. They do have the ability to Moorland Haunt right now. So let's just keep our eye on that. I'm not worried about it, but we do have to be aware of it. Cool. So this is easy. Yeah, they make the creature. They go to block. I'm going to fetch green first. Oh, green means I can't bolt and heat on this turn cycle. That's probably okay. I'd rather heat. That grows both my constructs next turn. Probably worth keeping. Yeah, and the Chandler still flips. Cool. We are now officially oppressing the opponent. Okay, so they have Rattle Chains in hand. That's the only thing we know about. Which they can drop in off the vial. But we get 1, 2, 3, 2 4/4 constructs on this turn cycle. So, seems pretty good. Yeah. Draw the bubble. If they want to use the Aether Vial, I would assume they'd do it there. I think I grabs Pyrite Spellbomb over Map or Needle. And those are realistically the only options. I mean, I could Spellbomb for their graveyard, but I really don't care. Pyrite Spellbomb also is like a nice, clear onboard trick for 2 damage that they're aware of, where I have the Lightning Bolt in my hand. I'd keep that. I don't mind Monkey here. Normally Monkey's not that good in this matchup, but I think it's alright in this spot. Probably not. Land was probably better. Digging for more land drops was probably okay. It's like we still have Lurrus in reserve to grab. And I'd like to do it sooner rather than later. Okay. Opponent is severely reducing my clock. Yep. Definitely reducing the beatdown. So they should cycle one of these lands of theirs. They kept the Vial on too, so they're still just going to use that for Rattle Chains. Not cycling, huh? Alright, fair enough. It's okay, we can play the waiting game opponent. Ah, screw that. Let's play Hungry Hippos. Alright, get in there, team. Hit you for 11. Okay. One rattly boy. Ooh. Supreme Phantom. Sure. Think opponent's going to set up and get their House of Cards knocked over here. So I can only kill one of these. If I bolt... They're making the Rattle Chains untargetable? Oh, by the Pyrite Spellbomb, because that's what they're worried about. So I'm just going to let this go through. I'm going to let them set up their blocks, then I'm going to bolt them. And they're probably going to concede. Bolt the Supreme Phantom. Because the Phantom's going to give both spirits +1/+1, and I'm assuming they're going to block as if I don't have the answer. So it's kind of like, I'm not going to say that it's like necessarily because I have the Pyrite Spellbomb in play that they're making this kind of block. But it might be, right? Like, maybe this is correct anyway. I don't know. I'm usually really bad at working that out. But Pyrite Spellbomb is just generally good to have in the matchup, and it made that really good. Huh. That's kind of funny. I don't think that's what those are intended for, but they're definitely going to work. All right, give me 1 second. Yeah. Beer and water and coffee. Beer and coffee and watermelon. There we go. So maybe I'm supposed to cut more Wrenn and Sixes here. On the draw. Tarmogoyf's good just as a beater. And maybe I'm just supposed to keep all the Thoughtseizes. Wrenn and Six is pretty bad in this matchup. Just gets hit down. Can't kill many of their creatures. Many creatures. Yeah. I don't love keeping the discard, but they usually have cards in hand and things for you to hit with discard since they're trying to play at flash speed almost all the time. This hand is fantastic. The basic forest in hand is a little sketch, but we'll be fine. Vial? Yeah, nice. So Vial on 1 means I can Ragavan, and the only thing that bricks me is Supreme Phantom. So we're going to do that. And I'm going to save the baubles, the bauble for after I play a Dragon's Rage Chandler. course they have it. Hey, how's it going there, Mr. Maple Syrup? Ooh. This works. This works really nicely. Hey, opponent, sack a creature with flying. If they put in a 1-drop, we can heat it in response. Jesus. Run Afoul out of the sideboard. Wait a minute. This isn't being used to kill a Murktide Regent. Yeah, they have the out, but I have the out for the out. Nice. Nice. Shit. That doesn't work anymore. Instant, land, artifact, and I can't transform my heat. Alright. Kudos, opponent. I could Unholy Heat the Mausoleum one, or then they just sack to make me pay 2 on the Run Afoul. So, well played, opponent. They had the out for the out for the out. Wild. Alright, so we just play DRC. Bauble. I mean, we're still in a great spot. Like, this is not bad at all. I think I'll pitch Goyf that I don't need right now. Oh, I can fly my DRC if they attack. That's an onboard trick, so they should be aware of it, but if they miss it and they go for an attack, we might be able to force them. What do you call it? An unforced error? Yeah, that's the tennis term. This is a good term for Magic. Forced errors versus unforced errors. This probably comes from other sports too, but do it, do it, do it, do it, do it, do it, do it. Aw. Now the question is, do I want to go for it? Yeah, I do. Drug Skull Captain on top. Yikes. Better get multiple pieces of removal going. That's not going to do it. But, alright. Hey, Dead Confidant. We're doing pretty good. Name of the song is Dragula. Man, is there some more clever way for me to handle this, or we just attack with Dragon's Rage Channeler here? Pretty sure that's all there is to it. Drug Skull Captain on top, so I kind of just need to keep my removal for future turns. So you just go attack for 3. Play the next Channeler and a Pyrite Spellbomb. Unfortunately, I'm like shields down for a turn, but that's like just where it is. Maybe play DRC Goyf. Yeah. It's probably Spellqueller. Yeah, just jamming that right in. Fair enough. So I'm taking 4, 5, 6 next turn. But we're dishing it back pretty hard. I know they're about to draw the Drogstall Captain, so I can't remove any of their creatures right now, but my clock is as good as theirs or better. So we'll see what they choose to do, because this is about to get really, really neat. They didn't plus the Aether Vial. Drogskull Captain does not have flash, but they didn't know they were going to draw it. So it either means they have a 2-drop in their hand, or yeah, they can't activate Moorland Haunt right now. That's a good draw. So let's just needle this now. And then we play the Pyrite Spellbomb again as a feint. It's like, oh, I only have 2 damage. I mean, that is technically more mana. But it's not more colored mana. paying costs? They have another Spell Queller and the Drog Skull? Okay. Resolves. Rattle Chains. So I know they have Drog Skull in hand. So we heat the Phantom now. And then Pithing Needle the Vial, they have to cast the Drog Skull, and we have the Pyrite Spellbomb to solve it. Cool. So we're in a good spot. Very good spot. Oh, the Rattle Chains gives it flash! Ah, I forgot. Ah, that's so bad. Ah, stupid spirits. Ah, that's on me. God damn it. Yeah, this is a learning stream. Of course it is, but like... And I know I've played against spirits within the last week, but like things like that are just so bad sometimes. Because like the Rattle Change was never on the stack, right? And so I didn't know what it was until it was in play, which obviously means it's too late. But that's like the reason that is obviously very, very powerful. Okay, let's get the Engineered Explosives in here. That was a mistake to not have. Gosh. That was, I mean, they had the nut draw the whole way along. We had a pretty good one, but like the way they blew us out over and over and over again was like just awful. I kept thinking I had better plays than they did. It's like, nah, Spirits always has the better play. Hey, Mord. You just missed some pain and agony. Man, this basic forest. Alright. No, I can't keep this against Spirits, can I? I guess I kind of won game one with a hand that was like this. And we're on the play, so... Torpor Orb? Maybe. A lot of their stuff isn't ETBs, though, and if you draw it against the wrong half of their deck, it's really, really not going to help you. You're just going to die. Thanks for the follow, Oz Hoth. Like, I don't usually like things that are so conditional like that against a deck that's potentially as aggressive as Spirits is. You're just asking to get yourself killed with a Torpor Orb in play that's not really doing anything. Like, they haven't Skyclaved anything of mine, right? Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Half their deck is Merfolk and the other half is humans. That's a great way to say it. Sorry, what now? Well, that's not a spirit at all. Also, I have a lot of outs for that. So, deal. Jeez. We always draw like this, though. It's like either like no sagas or no creatures, but never a pleasant balance. That's fine. We got a good game plan going. Sanctifier just doesn't really bother me in this hand. So I mean that's not bad. They brought in a Torpor Orb that's not going to hit my hand much at all. If we start getting hit with like Wear Tears and Disenchants and things of that nature, that'll suck. But so far we're in a good spot. We're just gonna chain out 3 sagas. Like we're just gonna be the Saga factory here. Ooh. That's more of a problem. Not a big problem, but it's more of a problem. Luckily, none of their spirits give these guys a boost. So we're going to play Ragavan here to dissuade them from attacking with both these. We can still make a construct and then play the next Saga next turn, and we have a Run Afoul to take out the theoretical blocker. I should plus my Wrenn and Six. Not that it's likely to matter, but it might not. Sorry. The words are hard. And then Wrenn and Six is going to get exiled, so Lurrus can't get it back. But the triple Saga draw is all of a sudden going to be pretty gross. Hopefully. The Lasagna? The Lasagna? That's awful and fantastic. Thank you, Firefly Kaleidoscope. You're what makes Twitch chat the greatest thing in the world. That and the obvious competitive advantage. That's really what I'm here for. I just want you guys for your brains. I don't really care about your personalities or your bodies. Nah, that's not a lot. That's not true. I was just commenting on how great that personality-based comment was. I just want you for your minds. I don't care about your bodies. Is that so wrong? Gosh, you know? Just trying to objectify a mass of people. So we have to leave up green here, but that's fine. Yeah. Okay. Do it that way. And I have red-green up here, which looks great. Although maybe this turn, instead of playing a Saga, I'm supposed to play... No, we're just going to Run Afoul whatever flyer they play so they can't start getting in. And play the Saga. And then next turn I can activate the Spellbomb. But I'm going to look like I want to activate the Spellbomb this turn. And if I'm going to play a land out of my hand that isn't a Saga... Well, I could just pick up a Saga and play it now. But then next turn I'm going Saga, Blackcleave, Saga... I don't really want to take a turn off of Sagaing right now. I think I need the board to get like completely unreasonable. With the only downside being like if they ever have a Deputy of Detention Spheres, all of a sudden we end up in a really bad spot. I should also develop my mana though, because Pyrite Spellbomb being repeated with Lurrus is really good. Okay, that is a reason to not play a Saga here. I don't know if that's correct or not, but that's what I'm doing. Okay. I wonder if they're playing Deputy of Detention Spheres. I assume they are. But that's only because that's like the worst case scenario for me. Path to Exile. Okay, respect. That's it? Okay. Deal. So I guess they're not playing Deputy. They would definitely not do that if they were. They have 4 cards in hand, but without Aether Vial, they're not deploying it quickly. Also, at this point, they're likely to start drawing Aether Vial at some point, and that's not a great draw for them. Skyclave. All right, we're finally getting Skyclaved. I'm assuming I'm losing Wrenn and Six here. Which is fine. We have 2 Sagas stored in my hand. Yeah, that's fine. And the nice thing about Pyrite Spellbomb is it doesn't get removed by the Sanctifiers. So I can Spellbomb a Sanctifier now, but then I already have my mana tied up next turn here. So we could play Lurrus next turn, but not be able to get the Spellbomb back. I I can also just kill the Skyclave, because that's going to give me a token that can block these guys. So, like, that's probably a little bit better. Since I'm not clearing the Skyclaves, or the Sanctifiers. This is probably fine. Plus, this is a spirit, so it gets the tribal bonuses. So it's much better to clear that now. I don't think there's a 1-mana spell they play that could do anything there. They could be playing Ephemerate. I know the Construct blocks the Sanctifiers, but the Construct's about to get a friend and be totally fine. I want to leave green up. Well, I'm not leaving anything up. Well, I might be. Probably playing Lurrus this turn, but we'll see. We're definitely oppressing them, though. This game is... This is the textbook oppression. I should probably needle their Moorland Haunt. Yeah, that's what I'm going to do. So I can go Thoughtseize with Run Afoul back up, play Saga. Then next turn, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. It's basically coming down to like, oh, but this means because of how I tapped, I can't Saga and Lurrus, which is bad. Let's go Saga, Thoughtseize, and then we can start actually getting aggressive, probably. Actually, so flyer, flyer, not flyer. Perfect. Sanctifier is really not doing any work with this game. We just didn't draw the Delirium half of this deck, and they're just irrelevant. Construct's just giving them the business. Skyclave on the Wrenn and Six was a huge play for them, but looks like it's not going to matter too much. How's doing with this deck? We are... What's the record? You can see it on screen. It feels really good. We did get spanked by something. Oh, we got crushed by Dress Down. Grixis Dress Down Shadow just ate us alive. I think it's possible to win that matchup, but you really have to know what your plan is. Oh, fuck. Yeah, the Chalice was bad there, and I screwed up. I mean, I didn't screw up, but I didn't anticipate it. I mean, it doesn't, I don't know that I have a way to remove this anymore. And they sequenced correctly, of course. Damn. That was just me being an idiot. I was talking to Pi and trying to think of the matchups, and I just punted. You want to try this, but you don't know. Well, then then you don't want to try it. If you want to try it, you want to try it. You should be able to know. And we just start cracking in big here. Yeah, I'm just giving the opponent a chance. That's what it is. I mean, the play here is really obvious, I think. The last card in their hand is Spellqueller, which doesn't do anything on this board. Just make the token, crack with basically everything, play Lurrus. There's a huge jump in your heart each time you play a Gen deck. A good one or a bad one? You might want to get that checked. There's a pit in my stomach that opens up every time I have to play against spirits or merfolk. And the pit says, you're going to be an idiot and lose. And usually it's right. Although this looks really bad from them. This is just absolute desperation. Like, yeah, they get to sack the Selva Spirit here and kill one of my constructs, but that's fine. So Spellqueller in hand and Seachrome Coast. Yeah, exactly. Wrenn and Six Saga just ate them alive this game. Which is really funny because we had a previous game where this exact kind of draw was garbage. I think it was against Grixis Lurrus because they just had vampires in the new set to come. Yeah, vampires might get enough bumps to be playable, but that's a tough road. They're drawing Kataki. It's a good thing they're mostly going to be dead. I actually have a lot more mana than I have artifacts, too. We're going to have 6 artifacts and 6 mana next turn. Yeah, so that's fine. Can I push lethal here? Probably, right? So if they block Lurrus and... These are 6/6s. Oh, they still have the Spellqueller in their hand, though. So attacking with Illusion is pointless. Yeah, we just keep oppressing them. Okay. I'm oppressing you, opponent. So do they Spellqueller triple block? I'm assuming that's what they do here. They lose both Sanctifiers. They keep a Spellqueller. Really? Fair enough. So, you've chosen death. I don't know why they're holding on to these Sanctifiers so desperately, but... it doesn't matter. Kataki's too late. Always has been. I've got 4 7/7s, 8/8s next turn. Yeah, there's just no way. Spirits tried to get down and roll around in the mud with me, and Jun showed him who's boss. Yeah, it's fine. I don't care. So we EOT Bauble. Saga's a balanced card. It is a balanced card. If they played a single engineered explosives, dressed down, like there are counters to it, right? And it's a huge mana investment, right? I'm not saying that necessarily just like gives it a pass, but exactly. That's the joke. Drag you down into the mud and beat you with experience. I don't think there's any way to do this wrong. I think we just pay for everything and just kill them. That's good, Jig. It was just the idea in my head, like the one I floated by you, where I was like, you know... if you didn't play a 3-mana legend, you could make it a Lurrus deck. And Lurrus Breach is a big deal to me. Yeah, we have done it before. You had a Lurrus Breach Unearth deck. You definitely did. Okay. So we're 2-2. That was the only one that was brutal. The dock was... What was this? I don't know. We'll eventually look back and say, remember this meta when Ragavan and Saga get banned. All right, you can call that big tuna. I think Lurrus would go first. I think Lurrus has got to go first before we start talking about any of the rest of the cards, in my opinion. Lurrus is in way too many different decks and just gives them all a bump in power level for very little. Maybe just Saga, not Rag. I think you got it backwards. I think Ragavan is the busted card by far. Just because of the way it creates play draw disparity. There's not a lot of very successful Saga decks. There are some mildly successful Saga decks, but there are hugely high numbers of exciting of Ragavan Lurrus decks. And just Lurrus decks in general are just like super, super powerful. Like Lurrus is a lot like Uro right now. It's just squeezing a lot of cards. Yeah. It's squeezing a lot of cards out of the mid range. Yeah, exactly. That deck was not representative of Saga's normal power level. Plus, we played it with Wrenn and Six. Yeah. Lurrus definitely is making a lot of things silly. DRCs. See, everyone has enough opinions about what's too good that it's like, well, let's just not rock the boat for now. Yeah, but it's a lot of mana, Big Tuna. And then you get Stone Rained. Like, it's a big deal. People say that it's free on a land, but, like, that land dies. The vulnerability of Saga is also brutal. If you've ever played a game where you, like, kept a hand that had 2 Sagas as your lands, and then your opponent hits you with Gigantha, so this is almost definitely Tron, right? I have Expedition Map in this opener, which gets me Ghost Quarter, but we don't have a Wrenn and Six. If this is Tron, this hand is just not good enough. Yeah, that's what I would like to see. If Lurrus was banned, what does it look like? And I think it's just better for everyone. Like, Hammer Time would get to play interesting things and not have the same amount of mid-game grind. Dragon's Rage Chandler is also some nonsense. The number of Surveil triggers you get is crazy. I think we have to ship this, assuming that we're against Tron. This is a great hand against Tron. Just like 10 out of 10. Opponent snapped off a mulligan, so good chance it is Tron. Ragavan is looking really silly in the face of Boomer Jund. They get to play it too, though. Like, Ragavan... No, that's the thing, though. We actually did hit opponents multiple times with Ragavans recently, and we lost some of those games. Yeah, but taking away the free mid-late game grind that Lurrus gives a lot of these decks is huge. It also makes the decks more interestingly built, in my opinion. Yeah, but that's going to end up being more interesting than all of them playing Lurrus, in my opinion. Well, they got Relic against my Tarmogoyf, but they also mulled to 3? They mulled to 3. So we should be able to take this. Am I supposed to Saga instead of Tarmogoyf because they have Relic? No, the thing is, Hammer Time doesn't play Bauble. Like, there are enough examples, in my opinion, of... Oh, we can play everything. I forgot that Ragavan gives me a treasure. We're going to just play everything. Not bad. Well, no, the permanent ramp... the Lotus Petal off of Ragavan is obscene. The fact that it's... Ooh. That gets me Ghost Quarter? Alright. I'm into it. So... Yeah, I think Lurrus is much more oppressive on the deck building. It's just limiting a lot of space. Like people don't get to oh sure. People don't get to choose from as many cards because Lurrus is almost always the correct choice for every deck. That's just where I'm at on it. Have you seen the Nihil Saga? We played against one. Is it a Lurrus deck though or not? Oh god, they're just gonna have Natty. I mean, we can get ahead of them. So do I sack this now to get an extra 1 point of damage? Well, we're not really going to get 1 point of damage. Bench, did you do well with it, though? Like, is that the Nihil Sagavan list? Or are you a Nihil Sagavan list? Oh, you were in the 5-0 dump. Yeah, it was you. I think. They're probably talking about your list. I just like to be clear. There is one. Yeah, there is one. Bench Summer 5-0'd with it, and it's in the 5-0 dump. No, Blue-Red Murktide isn't better as a Lurrus deck, but Grixis Lurrus is that deck. What did we hit? Sorry. Forest. Okay. Nothing for it. Yeah, they get themselves, which is cute. Correct. We're not going to get to recur this with Wrenn and Six, though. But I have to fire it off now. If they have the payoff in hand, we just get eaten. You wait till draw step. Yes, I was supposed to wait till draw step. You're right. Okay, they didn't have a way to lock in their Tron. So I can guaranteed put one card in my graveyard. And the only other option is doing something suicidal with Unholy Heat. So let's just play... Well... Yeah, grabbing my Lurrus is probably not relevant. Just heat your Goyf. I mean, I can... And... Oh, no, that does work here, right? Yeah, that works here. Yeah, this is like bolting a 2/3. Well, we don't need that anymore because the Ghost Quarter's in exile. So now 3/4. I can't do it again to try to flip the Channeler, but that's okay. Still get to grab my Lurrus this turn because of the treasure token. I think playing this is silly. If they have an Ugin, killing the Ugin after it's wiped my board is not going to matter. Alright, we got to fade a turn here. I have no way to stop the Tron. Yeah, they had it. Brutal. Play it's a card in the Great Creator, can't get it. I think putting my Lurrus in my hand is more relevant, but I could be wrong. If they don't have Ugin or All Is Dust or... Yeah, so Karn Liberated takes my Goyf. But we could get through this, in theory. So we just heat this, try to flip the heat. Yeah, and then we play Saga into Lurrus, and maybe we steal this one. That did not do it. But it does stop it from exiling something. Oh, I could have killed the Karn. Yeah, I just wasn't even considering its uptick being something I care about when I'm putting them to dead on board. Why not finish Karn? Because I'm an idiot, and I didn't think that it was something that I could... Like, I just didn't even think of it. I was just like, we're attacking their face and putting them at the closest amount to kill them on the next turn. Did not do any of the math for any of that. Just so we're 100% clear. Yeah, the uptick likely doesn't matter, but obviously it can. Like, if they have O-Stone, if they have Ugin, like... If they have Thragtusk, there's almost no way anything matters anymore. But obviously, you know, GQ my Saga. No, I'm always honest. I'm always honest about being a fooligan, as I usually am. DRC now flying. They have more? Holy draw. Good God. Oh, they could put the Gigantha in their hand. Oh yeah, man. I'm not here to, you know. And like obviously in this situation, like them being at 13 would not be as good as having taken the Karn, but like the Thragtusk is still pretty unbeatable on this board. But it would be like if we just top deck a Bolt or an Unholy Heat, we would be probably okay. So I don't know. I just missed it. No. I get it. I got you. Okay, they mentioned in chat that the companion screen is just not popping up for them. It must be like something that they've messed with the windows and the windows popping up off screen now or something. I don't know, but God, that sucks. I can only play Wrenn and Six out of my graveyard. So we attack them with Ragavan. Attack the Karn with DRC. So Wrenn and Six can ping the Thragtusk to finish it off. If I'm attacking with Karn, all at Karn? Yeah, maybe. So play Wrenn and Six pre-combat. Oh, that I lost my Delirium. Man, this is so complicated. Yeah. I think we're just done here. I made the mistake of not killing a Karn. Obviously, it was more relevant. It doesn't mean that we would have been able to win that game, but it was definitely the right way to do that. I'm just gonna kind of shame scoop that. Like, I goofed it, and we died. It's fine. Live and learn. These matchups are super complicated. Regain Delirium by cracking map. I mean, it just was going to take the whole turn, and like then I don't know. It was basically out of reach anyway, and like it's just way too easy for them. Like we struggle through all the tiny plays I can make to make up for the misplays I made earlier, and then they just top deck something, we die anyway. Like that game was pretty out of reach already. The amount of resources we were having to spend to deal with things that they really like didn't care about. Missing killing the Karn was huge. I fully admit that. I just didn't even consider it. I forgot that like I had a 1/1 creature and that the 1/1 clearly could just kill it. So no, don't need the Nihil Spellbomb. I'm not interested in Void Mirror against Greentron, especially with Alpine Moon. So let's not do that thing. We just lose like a Wrenn and Six here. Like the way that whole game went was super unfortunate. Like they had the early relic, so when we got the Ghost Quarter, it immediately got exiled. But we had to do it where we did it because otherwise they were about to hit Tron anyway. So it was rough. That was a rough one. But I definitely made a bunch of mistakes that I could have not made. All right. I mean, this has no hate piece, but it's probably about as good of a hand as we can get. And worth noting, as in last game, Ragavan starting to hit from turn 1 means we have a reasonable shot of picking up a Sylvan Scrying or a Expedition map off their deck, which gets us our Ghost Quarter. Which legitimately just happened, so... Why no Mirror? Because Mirror is bad against Greentron. It's like 1 in probably 10 games where you keep a hand with Mirror that it actually does any of the things that you want it to do. And obviously I'm making up that number, but like it is really not a great... You always side in Mirror versus Tron. All right, listen to Pi. Don't listen to me. I'm an idiot. Just listen to Pi. Pi knows better. All the grinders know better. I'm wrong. I just have seen so many times where it's just like, it just sits there being like literally irrelevant. But it's probably fine because it means you don't get turn 3'd as often. They need to respect it. I mean, I don't know that they need to, but certainly, man, there's so many relics. Oof. Alright, well. So many relics. It slows them down. No, it does slow them down. I said it slowed them down, but like there's just a percentage of games where it does nothing, and I don't know. I don't like playing that kind of card in the aggressive deck, but I guess it's very similar to Alpine Moon. Well, I mean, we did the thing again. And we can get Pithing Needle coming in early, too. So I think we do this. Go green. Goyf. Map. Well, it's not... I mean, the Void Mirror being a split card for those matchups is definitely like worth having. God, they always on 2/3. Okay, Well, we're not going to go too aggressive with it again. Jeez, double heat. All right. Like, they have a Chromatic Star set up this game, right? So if we had the mirror on 2, we would have blocked that. But otherwise, they just have the out for mirror, assuming that they had the stirrings. Yeah, I can probably play that. If I'm going to play this turn, I should probably play it before I crack the map. Because we might just hit the Ghost Quarter with it. Although it really doesn't do that much for me that way. It's actually not 100% to hit, though. So maybe we just don't do anything with that. Just leave it be. The one they played second was mine. So that's what we're going to shoot. Ah! I didn't play it! Oh, god damn it. Yeah, I don't know what it's fine. I don't know what I'm doing anymore, man. Maybe they'll just miss. Alright, that's just on me. I'm just getting too distracted into other random crap. I don't know why I'm playing so garbage today. There's no explanation for it. That's just... I think I let a bunch of the misplays from the previous games just get in my head. Which is like, obviously, that's not... It shouldn't be a factor, but... Sometimes it is. Like, I was just doing so much waffling about the... There, guys, with that host. Thank you so much. Every little bit means... How's it going? Well, I just made a stupendously stupid misplay. But they're letting me needle their map. So, seems pog. Alright, maybe we get to steal this game. This unfortunately doesn't get to do anything. I mean, I could sack my treasure and use it to grab Lurrus. Probably not a big deal. There's a good chance they're going to crack this relic to stop themselves from taking. So we can bolt in response here. Exile the Bolt, which is only 1 card type, versus the Saga, which is 2. They can now crack the relic to deny me 2 card types. Yep. And I can put land in the graveyard. So let's actually do some combat math here. So we're hitting them to 10 if I do this now, and the effect of the draw step Ghost Quarter is marginal. So GQ and heat the Tarmo. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking, because that gets us 4 damage. So they go 9, 5, 1. And that's assuming I can't plus it anymore, which I should be able to do at some point. So yeah, let's do that. And again, the mine was the one they played second. They called it a mine. A mine! This always looks scary, but it's not. We hit a power plant off their deck? Damn. We're looking to be in a good spot, though. We're still in a good spot, Copium. We are not in a good spot. Shit. That's been my whole game. Like, if I hadn't screwed up one of the earlier turns, I really feel like I could have had this by now, but... Man, that's gonna kill everything. Oh my god. Alright. Let's assume they brought in some artifact destruction. I get to draw it here. Right? Force of Vigor? Anyone? Bueller? Chromatic Sphere. So that grows my Goyf. It's also a cantrip, so why not? The only way this matters is if they have, like, Sylvan Scrying in their hand. But, I mean, we're going to get to see our death coming to us now, so we might as well. Oh, it's so good! Oh, they have Sanctum in hand anyway. Fuck. It's not that good. Oh, no. So we get to swing for lethal here. They'll blow up the world. Then we get to make a 1/1 construct that we might be able to kill them with, because I think there's still a Pyrite Spellbomb in my deck, unless... Yeah, there is. So we might be able to steal this game. Maybe. We can still win. It's not so bad. Opponent, can I have a redo on my Pithing Needle? I have a different name I'd like to name. Alright. Okay, they have one unknown. That was weird. Did y'all see that? So we make a Saga construct at end of turn. It's a 1/1. Make the construct... Yeah, it's exactly 5 damage. And they can't beat it with sorcery speed removal, which I don't think they're playing much of. Karn would still shut this line down. Ugin straight up misses it. So there is reason to go this direction rather than just jamming the Goyf. Of course. Oh, oh my god, why? Okay. Jesus. Come on, man. They didn't have either the Tron Land or the card. Oh my god. I mean, the scary thing, Pluto Dab, is, like, we're technically not out of it. Like, there is a world where we get this. I'm about to put them to 3 in my Lightning Bolt deck. And, like, yeah, they have Wormcoil in their hand, but it doesn't gain them life when it enters the battlefield, so, like... Yeah. And I might as well play the Goyf here. Because then, if I draw removal and then attack with a construct, it's possible we get a situation where the Worm Coil blocks the Tarmogoyf. We get to kill the Worm Coil, and the Construct gets through for a little bit of damage. Scry with Fetch Bauble. Yeah. That's probably what I was supposed to do with the land sequencing. I didn't even think about it, but yeah. We just have to hit the bolt, or some kind of removal gets us a little bit of damage. Just hold Bauble until you can fetch with it. Well, I can't do that anymore. I have to win the game basically right now, or that Worm Coil is going to put it out of reach. I mean, I guess what I should do this turn is use the Bloodstained Mire to scry, and then we could kill him on their upkeep if we find the bolt. And there are 4. No, there's not 4. Are there 4? There's 3. No? We'll do it. So, Expedition Map can thin my deck by an extra card. Which is that's exactly what we need. Just the maximum amount of thinning. Could also grab Saga. I mean, I don't know that we can take this game longer. Goy's a 6/7. But I don't know how people are thinking that Saga pulls me back into this game against Worm Coil tokens. I think we just go for the... If he swings, you can swing back for more, I guess. I'm just going to grab Lurrus and leave up red mana. Probably red-black makes the most sense. Can't remember what we boarded in, but... Alright. Let's see what happens. I don't know, it just feels like in these kind of situations, like you can try so hard and squeeze everything out, and then just so often they're just like, I don't know, I've got another payoff. Nothing you did mattered. No, like... It's not a reason not to do it. It just, like, I screwed up this game in a couple points earlier, and we could have won it by now, and yeah, that's the reason why. And they still can't get their companion, by the way. They're mentioning it in chat. Like, they're just playing companionless, but they're not supposed to. That's it. I'm just out of this one. It's definitely possible to win this matchup, but not when you played the early game like I played that, and not when this happens. That's too much. I just can't do it. So 2-3 with both of these lists. Obviously, they have a lot of room for very intricate, interesting decisions, which this is my first time playing these lists, and I haven't played a lot of the Saga lists recently because I was finding it very unpleasant to play against the Field of Hate. One of the things that was nice about these lists is I didn't feel like I was playing into that same Field of Hate in those leaks. That doesn't mean it's not out there. It just means maybe we dodged it. I'm not sure. These are definitely not decks that are firmly in my wheelhouse, but I did like the fact that this one was intending to go a little bit bigger than Jiggly's deck. Like, this is just a lot more my style and having more disruption in the direction that I like. Lurrus was not super relevant in a lot of games, but I'm willing to bet that I was misplaying a lot of early to mid games that would have set me up for longer games where I could have used Lurrus to grind out my opponents. So I think I'm going to put in some time this week just playing a bunch of like Lurrus, Ragavan, X decks. Because I just really haven't put in the time on them. And anything with Saga makes me happy. So like this deck made me very, very happy. And like the game we played against Spirits, like I'm still sure I was making a bunch of misplays in that long grindy game, but like that is like my favorite kind of Magic, when you get that many permanents and just all sorts of interactions and branching decision points. I just don't do it enough on an aggressive level. So all the Run Afouls and sideboards are very cute right now, and I think it is definitely a good idea because Emrakul and Murktide Region are definitely real cards that you need to be able to deal with in these decks, and being able to do it for 1 mana is a big deal. Even though like Terminate does exist, like 2 mana is just sometimes not enough. It didn't feel like this deck was lacking anywhere. It was just pilot error for the most part. So awesome stuff there. So if you're in the future watching this on YouTube, hopefully all the mistakes there were not too tilting or brutal, and you'll be willing to hit that like button, smash that subscribe button, and check out any of the other videos you're interested in. I'm trying to cover stuff when it's hot off the presses, like this one from the challenge win on Saturday. And even though it looked less than impressive in my hands, it's definitely quite the pile. So I think if you are more disciplined, obviously you saw a bunch of punts there. The Ghost Quarter